Hey guys, welcome back into the Stochastic YouTube channel. My name is Geoff Ulrich, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit of NBA action for Sunday, November 6th. Got about a 4-game slate in the NBA action, in the NBA streets, we'll say, going on tonight. And we're going to be talking about No House Advantage in this video, specifically their Pick'em contest. There's a couple different ways to play over on No House Advantage. We do have another video about their versus the house contest. That's where we're creating parlay style multiplier tickets. But in this video, we're going to be talking about their Pick'em contest. We're creating prop-based style lineups, entering them against other players, giving them different values to each prop. And then we're just seeing what happens going up against the big competition over there on No House Advantage. And it is a big contest, a 15K guaranteed contest for this Sunday, 5K to first. The slam dunk over there. Guys, there's been good overlay on No House Advantage. It is definitely worth checking out. Again, there's a couple different ways to play. You got that versus the house where you can create parlay style multiplier tickets. You got these big DFS style prop based contests as well that you can enter in. And if you use promo code Stochastic when you sign up, if you're a new user, you get a $50 match deposit bonus right off the top. Awesome stuff there. We got free projections over on stochastic.com for No House Advantage too. So lots of stuff going on. In this video, again, we're going to be talking about the Pick'em contest as well. So you can check all that stuff out. Give this video a like and a subscribe if you could. But let's get right into the picks here for this Sunday. Again, we're going to be going over 3 or 4 players. Just a little bit of strategy involved as well, where we could put these guys in terms of just which props we like the most. Going to be leaning on projections over at Stochastic as well. And we're going to start off our picks for this Sunday with Kyle Kuzma. We're going to go over 15.5 points for Kuzma. Again, you look at what he's done across the board, and I've targeted Kuzma in the last couple of videos with overs. It's turned out pretty well. He's been a more efficient shooter this year. The minutes are still steady for him, but you look at his shot attempts, they're up a little bit, and just his points per game as well, up a little bit as well. So just being a more efficient shooter, a little bit heavier usage. It's not huge increases, but it's certainly enough when we have a 15.5 point prop up on Kuzma to take the over here. Again, the last video I did a few days ago, he had a 16.5 prop up here. I get that it's a little bit tougher matchup here. The Wizards are fairly big underdogs, but that should also mean that Kuzma's getting a full allotment of minutes. I just like the way he's played. I like the player, and I think this point prop on him, when we're looking from a season-long perspective, it's just too low. So whenever we get a 15.5 prop, we're going to go over, and I think this is a good one to target as well. I don't think too many players are going to be looking to take the over on Kuzma, especially against the Grizzlies. So that's going to be our first pick over Kyle Kuzma, 50.5 points. Let's stick with this game because there's a few players that I like in this game, and we have a pretty solid lineup. We don't have anything to fade necessarily. We know that pretty much everyone is in on both sides, so no huge lineup issues to deal with here. And let's look at Desmond Bane. He's only got a 2.5 3-point prop up, and I really like going over on this one. Bane is obviously just an elite 3-point shooter anyways. We know we're most likely going to get in the vicinity of 5 to 8 3-point attempts from Desmond Bane. He's pretty much been, he's attempted 7 or more 3-pointers in each of his last 4 starts here. Actually, each of his last 5 starts. So going back, I mean, Desmond Bane is just a shooter, a guy who's going to get his shot off. And 2.5 3-pointers, this is going to be a popular one. I think most people will be going over here. We do have this projected as a solid over, but it's one that I would just take. I mean, again, you've got the matchup here against the Grizzlies who, you know, they're bottom 10 in terms of 3-pointers allowed as well. So Desmond Bane, really low 3-point prop. What you might even want to do with Desmond Bane is not only take the over on his 3-point prop, but just take the over on his points as well. That way you're double dipping. If he does come up with like 4 or 5 threes, you're probably going to go over the point prop anyways, which isn't that big. So Desmond Bane, a definite target here. Again, we got the Grizzlies as big favorites at home. Love that 3-point prop to put up high in your in your Pick'em contest lineups, on No House Advantage. But again, double dip here. Go over on Bane points too. If we're going to get the over 3s, we're probably going to get the over on his point projection. So one way to look at it there, either way, like stacking those Desmond Bane props. Let's stick with this game because we do have, you know, a pretty big pop up here on Morant. And, you know, Morant is obviously just a fantastic player, but 25.5 points, this is a pretty big total. You know, going up against the Wizards, I mean, it's not a terrible matchup. We still have a big implied team total here for the Memphis Grizzlies, but what have we seen from Morant? You know, over the last couple of games, even as well. I mean, you know, he's got 18 assists. He hasn't gone over this point total now in a couple games. So Morant been a bit more of a distributor. And, you know, realistically, even if we go back towards the start of the year, he's really only gone over this prop in 2 of his last 6 games. So Morant here, I like taking the under on the 25.5. Again, we've got a pretty healthy Washington Wizards team. No real like depth issues there or anything like that. It's not that the Wizards are necessarily the greatest defensive team in the world, but just from a point perspective, they're not exactly a terrible team either. So I like going under on Morant here. I think it's a good spot for Morant to act as a distributor again, maybe getting the Bane props going. And again, I think that this Morant under really correlates well with the Desmond Bane over 3-point prop and even the Desmond Bane over point total. So Ja Morant, again, been acting more as a distributor lately. Not anything against the player, but I do like taking the under on his point props here. I think that's a good one to pair with our Desmond Bane overs too. Okay, we talked enough about this Memphis Washington Wizards game. Let's move somewhere else. We have 4 games on the slate. Let's go to this Chicago Bulls Toronto Raptors game. And I'm going to keep picking on Zach LaVine here. Now, Zach LaVine is listed as questionable for this game. Obviously, with the multiple knee surgeries he's had, whenever there's a bit of a load issue, you could get a Zach LaVine rest game. But he didn't play last night. It is about, I think he's played about 4 games in 7 nights now if he's going to play tonight. So that's a little bit of an issue, but he's listed as questionable. If he does play, I think he's a great under target here. We nailed the LaVine under in the Boston Celtics game, and I'm going to go back to the LaVine under here against the Toronto Raptors as well. A pretty solid defensive team. If you look at what he's done over his last 4 games against the Toronto Raptors, he's gone under this total that we have up here. It's a 23.5 total on no house advantage. So I think Zach LaVine turning into more of a shooter. It's a little bit of a tougher defensive matchup. He doesn't have the greatest history against the Toronto Raptors, just recently anyways. And just with this being a bit of a fatigue spot as well, the Bulls have played quite a bit over the last week. I think this is a fair time to take another under on him. Again, last game against a tough Eastern Conference team, he hit the under quite easily for us as well. And I'm going to go back to this because this point prop is even bigger than he had against the Celtics. So Zach LaVine going to be our under target here. Again, turning into a bit more of a shooter. I think that makes him a little bit less effective against good teams like the Toronto Raptors. So we got Kyle Kuzma over 15.5 points. Again, we're just going to keep rolling with this Kuzma's overs because he's been a lot more efficient just as a shooter and as a scorer this year. We can go Desmond Bane over 2.5 3-pointers. This one should be a high one up. I mean, again, we can also pair it with an over on Bane's point totals as well. I just like this matchup. Again, the Washington Wizards not good against guarding against 3-point shooters. Then Ja Morant, we're going to go under 25.5 points. Just the pure point total under for Ja. Again, been very good as a distributor. You can even look to pair that with an over on his assist prop if you want. We're going to go Zach LaVine under. We're going to keep picking on Zach LaVine. He is listed as questionable. And if he doesn't play, you might want to look to take those DeMar DeRozan overs as well. Just another way you could kind of benefit off that. But if LaVine plays under 23.5 points, really like that one as well. We're going to keep fading him. So those are going to be our picks here for the Pick'em contest on No House Advantage for this Sunday for NBA. Make sure you check out Stokastic.com after you're done watching this video. Free projections for No House on the site. Use promo code Stokastic if you're going to sign up. If you're new to No House Advantage, that gives you a $50 match deposit bonus right off the start. My name is Geoff Ulrich. I hope you have a great Sunday NBA action, and we'll talk to you soon.